Hey guys, Jeremy here, and today we're going to be taking a look at this compound bow soft case, which was sent to me at no charge for this review. I'm also going to be looking at this hard case. This is the one I've been carrying for years, and what I want to do is show you some pluses and minuses of both cases, just so that you're going to have enough information to decide if you need a soft case or if you need a hard case, or heck, maybe you just want both, one for the season and one during the off season. It's going to be your choice. Okay, so first, the soft case. Now, this soft case is made of 600D waterproof material, so you can lay this in the snow, you can take it out in a light rain shower, and your bow is going to be fine. Now, that's a really big plus in my book. You've also got 4 big pockets right on the front here. You got one that's going to be big enough for your arrows, you got one that's going to be used for maybe an extra pair of gloves, a hat, a neck gaiter, maybe you need room for your binoculars and your rangefinder, and then you've also got room for your release, whatever type of release you're using. You can carry all that in here. Also, if you're taking this to the range, you can also have some extra fletchings in here, some glue, some repair materials. You can have your field tips in here, your broadheads in here. Doesn't matter. You got plenty of room to carry all these things. So those are some really big pluses that the hard case doesn't have. My hard case doesn't have any pockets in it. Everything I carry ends up underneath the foam, and I'm going to show you that here in just a second. Now, on the inside here, it's a really nice case on the inside. You can see we got a big shoulder strap here so that we can throw this over our shoulder and carry it wherever we're going. Most likely we wouldn't be carrying it into the timber to our tree stand or to our hunting area, but if you're carrying it any distance at all, you do have a shoulder strap there, and then you do also have a couple of handles here if you want to carry it like a suitcase. Now on the inside, both sides are padded, which is going to keep your compound bow well protected. Now on this side here, you do have a couple of pockets where your cambers are going to go into and hold it securely in place. Now, you're going to see when I pull my bow out and stick it in here, it doesn't fit that way. But that's not a big deal because we do have a couple of straps which are going to go around the bow and hold it in place just fine. So you got that to keep your bow in place. Now, when you're carrying your bow, you do have this big shoulder strap, you do have the big handles, and then you do also have the you can also carry it like a backpack. Now I'm going to show you all of these carrying methods here in just a moment, but I want to take a look at this hard case again, show you some of the pluses and minuses. Now this hard case here is kind of big, it's kind of clunky, and you're not going to be able to put it in as many tight places as you can the canvas bag. However, if you are in the back of a truck and you're bumping around, the hard case might be the better choice. When it comes to carrying your goods, your stuff, your accessories, you don't have a whole lot of options here with the hard case. Now, on the hard case, you do have a place for your arrows. Now, what I really like about this is that your fletchings are floating, which means that they're not going to be laying in a pocket and then eventually warping or bending, okay? So that's one thing to keep in mind. Also, another thing you can keep in mind is that in a hard case, you could have your broadheads on there rather than your field tips, and you're not going to be touching anything, damaging anything, or hurting anything. Unlike in the canvas bag, you're going to eventually poke a hole, or you're going to cut something, cut a string, and that's just not going to be a good thing, okay? So that's just something to think about. A hard case, you're going to be able to hold your arrows up and float so you don't bend a fletch, and you can also have your broadheads on. Just a little something to think about there. Now, on the hard case, I got room for my quiver, and my quiver does hold the broadheads, and so I'm not having to worry about putting them in the side of the hard case. No big deal. My release, it's just kind of floating in here. No way to strap it down. I could strap it to my bow if I wanted to, but then that's just another step. You know what I mean? So the hard case, it's a nice feature, really good to have. I do like it, but we're going to check out the soft case now and see how these things fit, and just to give you an idea so that you're well informed and you can make an informed decision. So back to the soft case here. As I mentioned before, we do have these holders here where your cams can go in, but if you notice here, mine isn't going to fit. It's not going to work that way, but as I said, no worries. We do have some straps here where we can hold it in place. So what we're going to do is just lay these straps right over my bow and go ahead and give it a little strap in place there. Now, they're not real tight straps, but they are going to hold your bow in place, and you're not going to have to worry about it. Nothing else is going to go in here. Nothing else needs to go in here. unless you want to add your quiver to it, then you can do that, and you got plenty of room for that. Zippers are smooth, and no problem getting that bow to fit in there just like that. Okay, now we've got our pockets. I don't have a whole lot of stuff here. I do have a release that I'm going to throw in here. You could throw a rangefinder in here, binoculars in here, whatever you carry with you when you are hunting, all that can go in these pockets. You've also got your place where you can put your arrows. Now, as I mentioned with the hard case keeps your fletches floating so that they're not just packed in here together like this. Also, you'll notice I've got field tips on here, and the field tips aren't going to damage anything. However, if I did have my broadheads on, then my broadheads run the risk of, one, it's a mechanical broadhead, so it runs the risk of opening up. Number two, it also runs the risk of cutting inside the pocket here. So that's just something to think about. Also, the fletches are laying up next to each other, and they're also laying in the bag in such a way that if you was in the off season just letting this sit for the summertime, then there's a good chance that your fletches could warp or bend out of shape. I wouldn't want to risk that. So this is something I would probably use during season. Hard case I'd probably use out of season. Now you got the handles here, and this is a really lightweight bag, and it keeps your bow lightweight. Now my bow only weighs 3.5 pounds, and so I don't have a big clunky case adding a bunch of weight to it. Not that we're carrying far, but it's just really nice, convenient, easy to use. You've also got this adjustable shoulder strap, which you can either leave on or you can take off, and you can have that thrown over one shoulder, or if you wanted to, you can do it crossbody, however you want to carry it. And then finally, you do have these straps in the back, which are adjustable, and you can carry it just like a backpack, and that's what that looks like. Okay, so super easy, super convenient. These are adjustable, so you can tighten it up if you want to, and then you'll be on your way. So if you're looking for a bow case, whether that's going to be a soft case or a hard case, you got some really good options here. The soft case is going to be a great case to use during the season. Hard case is going to be great to use when you are out of season. For me right now, things will probably stay in the hard case because we're middle of the summer. Once hunting season comes around, this soft case is going to be easy to move my bow from the house to the truck, and then out of the truck into the field.